Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, and as you can see, Gear Chronicle. Time Leap. It's finally here, the deck build about the new Gear Chronicle. Mainly Chronodran, because he kind of started it. So let's get to it. So mainly the starter is GB1. Put this card into your soul. After it's placed into the bind zone, you may search a deck for up to one grade 3 or greater with Chronojet in its card name and call it the rear guard. And at the end of the turn, you can put it in your hand. So that's pretty solid. It can give you an extra stride and, you know, an extra unit. So you can time leap and call whoever, you know, a grade 1 that can boost. And then you can superior call your Chronojet. So pretty good start. So as I mentioned him, we'll probably get to him. 4 Chronojet dragons. I think most of you are familiar with his skill, but you know, since it's a deck profile, let's at least mention it. It's a GB2 skill. When this unit attacks, and till end of battle, it gets plus 5,000, and your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater to guard zone. His on stride skill is Counterblast 1, and you can put your opponent's rear guard to the bottom of the deck. So in and of itself, Chronojet's a bit overpowered. My other grade 3 is Reform Calling Gear Eagle. This is a nice unit which came from the Fighters Collection Winter. Yep. And also has a Generation Break skill, but this one being Generation Break 1. On rear guard, and you can time leap. If you have a Vanguard with Chronoscommand, choose up to one of your other rear guards and time leap it. Time leap is binding a card and superior calling a grade +1, so pretty good. His Vanguard skill is choose one of your rear guards and put it on the bottom of the deck. When you have a G unit with Chronoscommand stride during this turn, you can look at the top 10 cards and search up to 2 units with the time leap ability and put those in your hand. So that's always pretty handy. Let's see, what are we going to do next? Well, let's go for the trigger lineup. Spice things up a bit. I use 6 crits. 2 of which are Heart Thump Worker. His skill is put it into the soul. If you have a grade 3 or greater with Chronojet in its card name, it can allow you to draw a card and your Vanguard gets plus 5,000. And then 4 different crits. You can put in extra Heart Thumps, but at the moment I haven't found any others yet. Then I play 6 stands, 2 of which are Vainglory Dream Gear Cat, whose skill is GB1. When your opponent's rear gets put to the bottom of the deck, due to the effect from one of your cards, choose one of your other units and it gets plus 10,000. If you do, return this unit to your deck and shuffle it. This is mainly to use with Chronojet's skill to get an easy plus 10 when you use his Generation Break skill. And then you have Wata. His skill is put this unit on the bottom of the deck. When this unit is put into the bind zone, you may draw 2 cards and choose a card from your hand and return it to the deck. So that's an easy draw and filter if needed, and it sends back your stand as well. And last but not least, the Pretty Heal. Not the weird robot thing, which honestly creeps me out a bit, but you know, just say, if you're going to use Gear Chronicle, please use this one. For the grade 2s, we're using 2 Clock Fencer Dragons. I wouldn't use any more of them. His GB1 skill is when this unit is placed on rear guard from hand, you can time leap one of your other rear guards. So he's basically of 1 use and he's done. So I don't really think he deserves a triple rare conditioning, but you know, Bushiroad decides after all. Next up, 2 Bululus. She's Counterblast 1. When this unit is put into your bind zone, you can just draw a card, which is pretty handy for if your hand's a bit empty and you have loads of Counterblast left. Next up, those 2 are still coming. So I just wanted to get this deck profile out after I saw something terribly getting done to a Gear Chronicle cards. I'll get into that in the end. His skill is Time Leap, Generation Break 1, Chrono Blast 1 when this unit attacks, so he doesn't need to be boosted like Amber clones. Choose another of your rear guards and Time Leap it. So his skill keeps working, while Clock Fencer's does not. And my final grade 2s are 3 Lugals. When this unit is placed on rear guard, Counter Blast 1, GB1, you can give him plus 2000 and no guard with grade 0. So he's a bit like Silent Tom for a cost, and he gets a power boost, so always handy. And next up, the Time Break Dragon. It's actually Clock Fencer Dragon, but a grade 1, so I'm not going to go into that too much. He's just a Time Leaping unit. Then 2 Summit Crest Gearwolves. You know, his skill's pretty handy. He has many units of your opponent that gets sent to the bottom of the deck. He gets plus 3000. It's a bit like Bruno, if you know him. I've mentioned him before, but this card's pretty handy as well. So I might turn him into a 3 in this deck, but at the moment he's just 2 of it. Because I fairly often have him in hand, so that's not a problem. Next up, 2 Steam Maiden Malem. Now this unit's pretty handy. Generation Break 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may have this unit get plus 4000. At the end of the battle, return this unit to your deck and search for up to 1 grade 0. Call it to rearguard as rest and shuffle your deck. So that's to get those stands back on the field for use later. So that's a nice little combo you get for free. Then 3 Stride Helpers, Steam Breath Dragon. That's pretty self-explanatory to get those strides on. And then 4 crits. Honestly, I prefer using the old crits. If you prefer using the young flippers, that's, you know, up for personal preference. But you know, perfect cards are perfect cards after all. Now the strides. Interdimensional Dragon Chronoscommand Revolution. The reason why I'm already making this video is because I saw someone massacre this card, and I just, you know, there's a lot of Gear Chronicle hate, which I can understand because this deck, most of these builds are usually a pain in the ass, but that doesn't really mean you should destroy a card. You know, people look for these cards, and you know, it's important that you at least treat them with a bit of respect. So that's why I wanted to get the video out already, and you know, be like, hey, here's Gear Chronicle again. You know, I'm not that big of a Gear Chronicle fan, but I do like the steampunk-esque look. So, well, he doesn't really have it. I'm getting sidetracked. His skill is Generation Break 2, Counter Blast 1, and choose a face down card named Revolution from your G zone and turn it face up. When he's placed on Vanguard, you can put all of your opponent's rear guards in the bottom of the deck. Then if you have an interdimensional Chronoscommand Dragon in your G zone, choose 2 of your rear guards and put all of your other rear guards other than those units to the bottom of the deck. If you do not, you could just put all units on the bottom of the deck. So you have to have the Chronoscommand Dragon on the field, or on unflipped, which is why we have him. He's just one of, you don't really need him. Also on the Revolution part, this is great for a combo with the Gearwolf. Just saying. So yeah, his skill, it's not really used, but it's Counter Blast 2, Soul Blast 1, and choose a card from your hand and discard it. And when this unit attack hits, you can send all of your opponent's rear guards to the bottom. Not that handy in this deck, so he's not oftenly used. And last but not least, the trial deck Time Leaper. Choose a face down card and turn it face up, which will usually be him. And then you can, if you have a hard card with Chrono Jet, you can just pay the cost, and when this unit attacks, you can Time Leap a unit. So, you know, that's an easy way to get your stride flipped, your Chronoscommand Dragon. For the remaining strides, I would recommend getting the Gear Colossus, which, you know, is just broken, for even more combos. And, you know, if you want to be expensive, you can use Chrono Jet Dragon or the latter. But, you know, that's just my opinion. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.